Hey everyone, it's Carissa and Matt with the Koch-Garpstas Realty Group. And today we wanted to do something a little different and just have a really more of a conversation style video for you guys and answer a lot of questions that we get as real estate agents. So I'm going to put Matt on the spot. Okay.
All right.
All right. So the first question is, how should I prepare my house before selling it?
That's a great question. And we do get asked that question a lot. It's really going to depend on a lot of different things. But as a listing agent, we come out to your house. We take a look at some of the improvements you made over the year. We compare your house to some of the neighbors' houses that have sold. And we're going to make recommendations based on those things and based on what your house looks like to get it ready. We also have a list that we will send over to you in an email. It's a list that says these are the steps to take to get your house ready to put on the market. And we use it as a guideline. It's a guideline to use. It's a lot. It's going to look like a lot, but to get your house ready for pictures, get it on the market, it's a fantastic document.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like everyone sees your home online first.
Yep.
So you want the photos to look as best as possible. So one of the services that we actually include is free staging. So that's where myself and my staging partner can come in and either use the items already in your home and just kind of shuffle things around. Sometimes it's just nice to have a fresh set of eyes on maybe where your couch should go. Or because we know how photos look online, we try and get dimension. So maybe moving the bed from one wall to another wall, it'll look better in a listing photo. So just making little tweaks like that can really go a long way. Or if you don't have any furniture at all in the house, we can bring in furniture.
Yeah. And I would say the biggest thing you could do to get your house ready for the market is just declutter.
Yes.
Hide things. We typically, if you have an unfinished basement, great place to store a lot of clutter. So we're going to come in and help you declutter. Give you advice on decluttering.
Even your closets. People do open your closet doors and you want it to look spacious. So if it's fall season, get rid of all the summer clothes and put that stuff in a bin and store it away because you want the closet to look as big as possible.
Yeah.
So, awesome. Yeah, lots of little things that people can do.
Yeah, and we'll be here every step of the way.
All right. Number 2, should I order a home inspection?
The question of the year. I feel like that's a great question. So as your realtor, I'm always going to tell you to get a home inspection. Over the last, year probably, the amount of people waiving home inspections is tremendously up. In a market that we've been in, the cleaner the offer, the better chances you have to get your house, and to get your offer accepted. But it's a big purchase, it's a big investment. So we're always going to recommend doing a home inspection because you never know. We're going to walk through the home and we're going to see a lot of the things that a home inspector is going to see. But there are going to be things that they're professionals. They know exactly what to look for. And it's not expensive. It's a couple $100 to get a home inspection. We have great connections with local home inspectors that we can get you in touch with. So we're always going to recommend doing a home inspection. You just have to decide when you're purchasing a house in a competing situation, is it worth it to you to get a home inspection every single time and have the possibility of losing the house? We're going to recommend doing it, and then you have to make the decision. Do you want to do one or not? But we will recommend doing a home inspection.
And there's creative ways around it. Like you can still elect a home inspection, but maybe say to the seller, hey seller, I still want to do this for my knowledge only, but I'm not going to ask you to do any repairs. Or if things amount to, anything less than a certain dollar amount, I'm going to take on my own. And that way the seller kind of has peace of mind that they're not going to get nickel and dimed over little stuff, but it still gives you the protection that God forbid there was like a major ticket item that we didn't see that needed to be done. It would give you the ability to get out of the contract if you needed to. Exactly. So you can get creative around that a little bit.
Yeah.
So, okay. Number 3, how long will it take to sell my home?
That's a great question. Well, over the last 12 months, it took like
2 days.
2 days, 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Home goes on the market, sold. So that it's really all going to depend on your house, how we price it. I think as the market continues to shift, pricing your home is going to be the most important thing to do. Interest rates are going up. Buyer demand is going down a little bit. Still a seller's market, but if we price your home the way it should be, and we do that based on looking at comparables in your neighborhood within a certain mile distance from your house, we're going to look at the houses that are similar size, square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms, and condition. The biggest thing I'd say is also comparing the condition of the houses.
Yes.
And we're going to base the price based on those things and market conditions. With the market shifting a little bit, people aren't going to be as willing to go crazy over the asking price. I'd say in the next several months, people are still going to make aggressive offers, but we have to price your house where it should be priced. And when we do that, your house is going to sell, and it should still sell quickly.
Yeah, and it might not be for what your neighbor got 6 or 9 months ago. So just having that realistic expectation that, you know, they didn't list it at that price. That's what the market drove it up to.
Yeah.
And condition is everything.
Condition is everything.
Like you can have a great value of a home, but if it's not turnkey and ready, a lot of people don't have the extra funds to put into a house to make it the way they want it.
Right.
So buyers would still rather pay more to have a house that is completely move-in ready, that's clean, in good condition, has been loved and cared for over the years, than a value home.
Exactly. And the checklist that we have to get your house ready for photography and to get put on the market, it's not gonna necessarily go over, you know, hey, we're gonna come in and tell you, you might need to paint this, you might need to tweak some of these things, do some of these things. But that list is gonna, I mean, it's gonna tell you to wash everything, wash the walls, get everything off the countertops, to make it look as presentable as possible. So the condition and how we represent and present your home are going to be very important. Yeah.
All right. Question number 4.
Number 4.
What is an agent's commission fee?
Agent's commission fee. Great question. We do get asked that question a lot. So in the state of Pennsylvania, commission is broken down. It's 3% to the listing agent, 3% to the buyer agent. So 6% commission. Now that is negotiable. Commissions are always negotiable. So depending on the situation, we would negotiate, but it's 6%.
And that's paid by the seller.
You got it.
Typically. So it would come off of the seller's proceeds. The buyer doesn't pay that unless the buyer would find an off-market deal and would want the buyer agent's help through the transaction. Then yes, the buyer would be most of the time responsible for paying that commission. But in a normal transaction, when a house is listed through a broker, the commission's around 6%. Okay. Are real estate prices negotiable?
Real estate prices negotiable?
I guess like on like a house, like as a house price, like a sales price.
Oh, yeah.
Negotiable. I mean
that's a great question. I think that's going to change here very soon. But yeah,
they're starting to be.
They're already starting to be. You're absolutely right. So yeah, if we're talking about the real estate price, a price of a house, always negotiable. And there's a lot of different factors that are going to factor in to how you can negotiate. But that's what we do. I mean, that's our main role in real estate is to be your negotiator. The last 12 months, it's been no, they have not been. In fact, people were paying very, very high over asking prices just to get the house. But as the market shifts, absolutely, there's going to be houses that are sitting on the market a little bit longer. And typically those houses that are sitting on the market a little bit longer are probably overpriced. And when they're overpriced, that's where we get creative. We can negotiate a whole bunch of stuff. Inspections, price,
seller assist again.
And that's maybe that's a good next question. What is seller assist? We can go over that.
Because we haven't seen that in about 2 years.
We haven't seen that in a while. So yeah, as a matter of fact, we've each had clients get seller assist recently. So prices are going to become more negotiable. I feel like if agents are pricing houses where they should be, then they're still going to drive prices up. It's still going to be a competitive market. But as the market shifts, absolutely.
Well, and I've even experienced on the selling side, representing a seller where they're like, why isn't anyone bringing an offer? I'm like, well, because buyers are so trained over the last 2 years that they have to offer at least asking or more. And that's not the case. So it's just having those conversations then with like agents that are showing your home and saying, hey, we're open to conversation.
Yeah.
If your client's interested, make us an offer.
Absolutely.
We're willing to negotiate. So I think the buyers are just so set that like, oh my gosh, if I don't offer full asking, they're never going to accept my offer.
Exactly.
Which isn't the case.
Exactly.
So if you like a house, make an offer.
Yeah, make an offer. You never know.
The worst that can happen is to say no.
Yep. But they'll probably negotiate.
All right. So then getting back to kind of what we alluded to a little bit, seller assist.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah. So seller assist is essentially the seller is forfeiting a portion of their proceeds to give to you to help toward your closing costs. Each loan type, you're going to have stipulations when it comes to seller assist, but essentially it's keeping cash in your pocket, which helps a lot of first-time home buyers.
Mm-hmm.
If you know that the house needs some work and you're going to have to spend some money doing stuff, ask for seller assist. Yep. Instead of bringing $20,000 hypothetically to the table, you can ask for $10,000 in seller assist, and you're keeping $10,000 in your pocket, and you're only bringing $10,000 to the table. So again, in a shifting market, we're going to have a lot more opportunity for seller assist and just helping buyers keep some cash in their pocket for repairs, for really whatever you want to use it for.
Well, another thing, I was listening to a podcast this morning and I thought it was brilliant, is ask for seller assist to buy down your rate.
Mm-hmm.
So as we continue to see interest rates go up, so say you can get 10 grand from a seller or a certain percentage, then use that money, go to your lender and say, okay, I want to buy down my rate from 6.5% to now 5.5%. And it will drastically change your monthly payment. I mean, everything. So you can really use that money in essence to do whatever you want, repairs, pay for all the closing costs, or buy down your rate. So
yeah, a lot of opportunity for sure. Mm-hmm. And we'll be here to help guide you through all of that. The more we see it, it's going to be here. It's coming. It's already happening.
It is. It is happening.
We're getting clients with seller assist accepted. So
yeah.
But, I'm going to ask you a question. How do you get in contact with our team? If you wanted to buy a house or sell your house, or maybe I'm thinking about getting an investment property, what's the best way to reach out to us?
So I would say first our team number, which is 717-742-0612.
Glad I asked her the question because I didn't memorize that number.
You can email either one of us. So Matthew at kghomegroup.com or Carissa at kghomegroup.com, or just send us a message on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn.
We're everywhere.
Anywhere.
We're everywhere. We are literally everywhere.